Coming up on this Human Rights Day edition of the Bulletin.
And first, I want to let you know that the judgment of the court came in today, and I was sentenced to prison.
It's official. Solomon Asam will be going to jail after being found guilty in the defamation case brought to the court by Alph Lukau in 2019.
And first, I want to let you know that the judgment of the court came in today, and I was sentenced to prison. So I would be going to prison very soon. And also there was an additional cost against me. And I do hope that I'm going to be able to pay that additional cost. So thank you so much for your prayers, for your support. If you want to support financially to pay off the cost that is there with my case against Alph Lukau, please do that. And I would be able to put it out there. You are the first people that I'm telling about, the prison time that I have to go and serve. So maybe in the next few days, I'm just waiting to know when.
The Johannesburg High Court, presided over by Judge Fiona de Pinar, down judgment on Friday after 2 years of this trial. Solomon was unable to substantiate his allegations against Alph Lukau. Judge de Pinar on Friday said Solomon will be arrested this week to begin his jail time. Solomon has consequently appealed to the public for financial support to ensure the payment of his legal fees.
Keep praying, but please, if you want to support financially so we can pay up cost, please do so in case you're there. Let me just put some, if you're here locally, we need quite a lot of money to be able to pay up my cost and his cost also, because that was the judgment, And going to prison, it does not mean that I'm wrong. I don't know, it's like Jesus went to prison, so he was wrong, or Paul the apostle or the disciples went to prison, so they're wrong. The prison sentence comes with cost. If you want to support, please, little or more or much, do that. If you're on PayPal, solomontalks@yahoo.com. because I really need the money to offset the legal costs that are piled up. And also, if you want to do that, please, solomontalks@yahoo.com. And also, my account number, if you're local, if you want to do that via locally. I thank you so much for your support and for your prayer. We'll stand for truth, even if it means I have to go to prison 10 times, over and over again. That's so be it. You have to count the cost of being a Christian.
The Nigerian, however, maintains that he stands for the truth, will not be forced to believe otherwise.
Against Alph Lukau, I had a court case, and he said I defamed him, contempt of court, which I was sentenced to prison today. And I would gladly go to prison because I stand for truth. I've counted my cost over 10 years ago, and I knew it would come to this because there's always going to be a fight and a pushback. We'll stand for truth, even if it means I have to go to prison 10 times, over and over again. That's so be it. You have to count the cost of being a Christian. It's not about comfort. It's not about what this charlatan sell to you. If you come, everything would be okay. It means if you're suffering or if you go to prison, you're persecuted, it means you're not of God. You know your heart before God. When it comes to truth, we must be ready to pay any sort of price, especially when we know that we are standing for truth and for the Lord. So it will be a joy for me to go to prison in the name of truth, in the name of Jesus Christ. It's not a big deal for me at all, especially when it's against somebody like Alph Lukau, who I do not consider a man of God. Especially with the whole drama around the resurrection of Elliot about 2 years ago. So it will be an honor to go into prison. It will be an honor to stand for truth. Doesn't move me at all. I've been preparing my family for that. So, like I said, against somebody like Alph Lukau, I don't even need to defend myself. I mean, Alph Lukau took me to court and he desired that I go to prison. And then I went to prison. And between myself and Alph Lukau, who do you think has integrity? You be the judge. You be the judge. So please, if you want to help out, here's the details. And if you are international, you want to do PayPal, solomontalks@yahoo.com. I haven't shared this publicly. You are the first people I'm sharing this with publicly.
He asked people not to take things personal. According to him, as Christians, things should be taken into consideration.
Because I'm the person who believes whatever our differences, we should not take things personal, especially when it comes to the things of God. I can disagree with you when it comes to doctrines and theology and biblical truths, but that means I'm not going to take it personal, and I'm not going to disrespect you or abuse you. That's not really what I do. But I disagree with you, and I will disagree with you passionately, and I don't easily give up my truth away. And that's something that I think even as Christians we should learn. I love Alph Lukau. I will be going to prison because of Alph Lukau, but I love him with the love of Jesus. But I do not agree with him in a lot of things. Would this make me hate him? No. Christians shouldn't have hate in their vocabulary. It's far from it. So I thank you so much, guys. And I ask that you continue to pray and you continue to stay in faith. The truth is going to cost you, but it doesn't mean that you should give up.
Solomon appeared to have foreseen this, which is why he had prepared his family over 3 years ago.
Doesn't move me at all. I've been preparing my family for that. So keep praying, but please, if you want to support financially so we can pay up cost, please do so in case you're there. Prison is not a new thing for me. I have a scar somewhere here. I actually got it in prison because we did quite a lot of prison ministries years ago, where we played football with the prisoners, and I used to also be a radio presenter in Portsmouth Prison in Cape Town. There's a radio station that was in the prison, and we also did a lot of discipleship training with inmates and prisoners in Johannesburg Prison and also Krugersdorp Prison, which is all in Johannesburg here.
Solomon had claimed a month ago that a Congolese pastor, Alph Lukau, had schemed to ensure that he languished in jail.
Lukau, according to J. Israel, had promised that he was going to send me to prison to teach me a lesson, according to him. He called me a small boy. And obviously, I know that with his persistence on taking me to court and everything, you could see that he really wanted to make sure I go to prison. Maybe because I bruised his ego. Maybe because I damaged his reputation. Maybe because it's like, who is this boy? Now, I'm going to go through with you through a conversation between J. Israel and Alph Lukau. J. Israel sent me this conversation sometimes in August last year, whilst I was still having a closer relationship with him. He said, look, hey, this is my conversation with Alph Lukau, and this is what he said. He calls Alph Lukau dad, like a father, that Al. And not just that, remember they were very close, extremely close. And he saw that J. Israel was now beginning to create a relationship with me. That was when he sent him this message.
The legal tussle between the two began in 2019 when the infamous Elliot's Resurrection saga, which Solomon had publicly called it fake and the pastor a fraud.
Actually, if you give me the options of paying Alph Lukau money instead of going to jail, I'll pick going to jail. To be honest with you, if the court gives me that option, I'll pick going to jail. because I believe in my truth. I believe what I had said against him was not defamation.